Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Turnarounds. And Turnarounds is a band that just released their first video yesterday. It was a mashup that was created by Pomplamoose in 2019. The two songs in the mashup were the Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams and the White Stripes' Seven Nation Army. The two of them were very nicely woven together by Pomplamoose, and it was very well carried out by the Turnarounds in their first video. So there were several things about that first video that took us, well, not by surprise, but it kind of threw us for a loop a little bit at first. It was a different way of filming a video, and actually a very effective one, where they used a handheld camera and went around to get shots of everybody playing, just getting the right shot and putting it in there. So it's more of a music video than, say, a live performance being captured, but it did effectively showcase the band. The one thing that was a little bit different, though, with this particular style is that it was a little harder to track and see what the players were doing. So, for example, we had a bit of a hard time differentiating between Kyle and Ishan on the guitars, but we could hear Max loud and clear since there's one bass player. The drums were very nice as well. The singing, very solid. I like the duo of Hope and Izzy. I think that their voices complement each other very well. So we didn't get too much into the specifics of the actual music that was played because we were kind of focused on the video and also the space they were in. They have a rehearsal space now that is also the recording space that Hope uses or used for Throne. It's probably her mom's studio because her mom is Ruth Gerson, who has recorded a solo album and done some nationally televised spots. So that's great. So she's spent some time in the industry. She's also a vocal coach. As for the Graystones, maybe it's worth mentioning at this point, they are looking for new singers. And there's a lot of talent out in the Bay Area where they are. They are based in San Jose. So if that's something that interests you and you are, 12, 13 years old, this could be a good opportunity to join with the group. I expect that they're going to be able to attract some pretty good talent, even given that so many players have formed this new group. Now, as for the split itself, the kids themselves were not a catalyst for any of the changes. It was more what was going on among the parents, and I don't have enough information to talk about that, and I certainly don't want to spread rumors or sound like I'm assigning blame to anybody because I don't have enough to go on to be able to do that, and maybe it's not my place anyway, But it was not the kids, okay? So I'm expecting that both bands get along well because they're all still friends. I don't think there's going to be a battle between them, for example, or where you have to pick one side or the other. We intend to feature both bands just as much as we featured the Graystones. It really just comes down to how often new content comes out. There's less on the Graystones YouTube channel now to choose from. By the way, if you're looking for some things that maybe got taken down from the Graystones site, you might take a look on our channel because we did a lot of Graystones reactions that are now no longer available. As for the band itself, they sound great. I liked the song. I've been a Eurythmics fan ever since they started. They're a great band, and I think that their melodies are strong, their songs are strong. Sweet Dreams is an excellent song, possibly one of their very best. I just would like to know that maybe once in a while we're going to get a song that is kind of a workshop song, where they spend a lot of time working it up and then recording it and showing it to us, because they are such great musicians and singers that it would be a shame not to see them continue to push the envelope. So for anybody that was confused by our reaction, because we really focused mostly on the setting, the way that it was filmed, and the fact that we actually really couldn't see some of the musicianship going on. And we could have done more. We talked about a few other things. I decided to cut a few other things out that I thought were just not relevant to the conversation. I didn't want to focus it too much on the Graystones because, after all, this is a new group, and we want to make sure to respect this new identity. They are two separate bands. They are not one and the same. I would not be surprised at all to see cross-pollination in the future, particularly when the players start getting driver's licenses and can shuttle themselves around town. It wouldn't surprise me if they work together again. And then again, they may start working with other people they'd never worked with, where they just never had that opportunity. I think the sky is the limit, really. I'm just happy to see kids performing on real musical instruments. The whole classic rock era is full of gems that will teach new players how to be excellent, essentially, on their instruments, because there was a lot of skill involved in putting together a lot of that classic material. The last video that dropped with the Graystones was October. And if you don't count Creep, which was from their live performance, Baker Street was the latest studio piece that they had. So that was just a mind-blowing performance. Really incredible stuff. So I would like to see the bar continue to rise, but meanwhile, I'm just happy to see what they end up working on. I think they need to follow their bliss as well. You know, they have to have fun doing this, otherwise what's the point? So those are my thoughts on this. I hope this clears up any confusion having to do with our reaction today on Glenn and Adrian. And I'll leave that in the cards here in case you'd like to check it out. Overall, we were very impressed, and we are certainly going to back this band as much as any other that we like on our channel. Okay. So if you have any thoughts on any of this, you can leave those below. Please be respectful. I would just like for people to respect each other when they talk about it, because ultimately it's a joyful thing to have two bands. And I do expect that we're going to find even more excellent players. There's plenty of talent out there. I am very hopeful for the future of all of these kids that are involved in both bands. Okay, so kudos and congratulations to the Turnarounds for their successful launch as a new band, and hoping to see something that's live perhaps one day. That would be really cool. But in the meantime, just keep up the good work. We're looking forward to the next thing that drops. And really the same goes for the Graystones. We can't wait to see what happens next there, too. We know that there are some videos that are done and just waiting to drop in the Graystones camp. I believe they also feature Evan Riley, again, just like the previous one. Leave your thoughts below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, thanks so much for joining me today. I will catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.